Hello. It's Shirgi again. You weren't expecting anyone else, were you? Okay. Let me get my posture right before he starts. Okie dokie. Boo. My frame correctly. I look okay. What I was doing today, I said that to myself that at like 3-4 p.m. where I am in Texas that I would do a stream, and then I got caught up playing some Noita with my friend, and we had such a good run that definitely wasn't terrible. And so that was cool. So today we're not necessarily writing any new music, just getting some practice in putting the piano to the orchestra. And so that's today's goal. I have actually been writing a few things, like on my own. The thing is, I don't like, unlike some people, I don't like click and start streaming and then have no idea what I'm about to do. I don't like that description that some people put that on themselves. I have no idea what I'm doing. Guys, I'm just so silly. And I don't know what I'm doing. Be gentle with me, please. No. Shut up. I don't care. What I care about is you getting stuff done, eh? And I ain't gonna do nothing until I get nothing done. I feel, after a stream, if I get what I feel like is nothing done, I feel so guilty, like I wasted all of your time. And so I do try to actively do stuff and tell you things. But either way, today was going to be clicking in MuseScore a lot. I'll be pressing a lot of Control-C and V, both musically and also in actual MuseScore. I just found on GitHub some music XML of, you know, Chopin's work, and hopefully that'll save me having to literally transcribe each and every note. So I can focus more on putting the instruments, or putting the notes to the instruments and stuff. So that's today's work. Who's ready? I know all of you guys are following along at home. So ready to orchestrate this along with me, right? All of you are going to do this with me, and you all are going to show me your finished orchestrations at the end, right? Because if you, like, hypothetically, if you didn't, that would make me very cross and disappointed in you. But only theoretically. Alright. No. So here's my, like, template orchestra file. I don't know if it has everything that I want. Because when I hear the Ocean Etude, which I have here, this is just an XML file, so I can grab notes here. But first of all, let's put it in the correct key, which is C minor. That's not C minor. And it's in cut time, which I think is 2/2, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it kind of looks like that. I mean, you could also make it cut time here. I'll make it 2/2. I don't know if I've ever seen an orchestral score with like the C's and the cents. I've only ever seen numbers. So I'll put 2/2. And I don't know if this is something Chopin wrote, but he wrote molto allegro con fuoco, which just means fast. And I guess I'll write the same thing. Molto allegro con fuoco. That's not how you spell it. There you go. And here, its half note is 80, so quarter note is 160 by the properties of math. I might kill the tempo a little bit, because we are putting this for a full orchestra, and it might be better to have it be slower. That's something I generally tend to find when I'm moving to orchestra, is that I like to preserve the clarity of the notes, which Chopin doesn't. Well, a good Chopin interpretation will have very clear notes, but very amateurish interpretations of Chopin don't have very clear notes of the melody. Especially, it's very easy to accidentally bury the melody in a romantic composer like him. So, of course, good interpretations of him will make that melody shine. Now that there's more than 10 fingers playing, whereas all these guys, it can get even easier to bury the melody down in a bunch of fluffy nonsense. So, I'll keep the tempo the same as it is in this project file. But if I feel like it should be faster or even slower, then we'll get to that. And if you haven't heard the Ocean Etude before, it sounds like this. That's very helpful. So the thing about this etude is that it's mostly arpeggios throughout the whole thing, as you could probably tell. But that's going to influence how exactly we're going to put this for an orchestra, because it's one thing to just take the notes and put them here and, you know, call it a day. But at the same time, not every instrument is the piano, and you can't just write for every instrument like it's the piano, like some people tend to do. So we have to be very careful here. This line can't exactly just go on one instrument, not only because you'll scarcely find an instrument with this kind of range, except what comes to mind is the clarinet has this kind of range. But the clarinet doesn't like having a bunch of jumps like this. And not to mention, just asking a woodwind player to play this, I mean, I know it's an etude, but like, that's just unnecessary. In my opinion, you should orchestrate things to be as easy as possible for the players. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I don't have like a recording pulled up like of an actual soloist playing this or anything, because it might be like copyrighted or whatever. But there is a very clear melody that happens. And so there's a melody in the bass notes particularly, so that's very interesting, something to keep in mind. The melody is in the bass, it's the lowest part of the entire thing actually. The bass is all the way down here, the melody. And the actual, all of these other notes are kind of like flavor notes. They're just kind of there to fill in the gaps, if you will, add a little shimmer. But they're not actually the melody, and that's very important to keep in mind, because that means we should not be emphasizing this. This should be the background accompaniments. This stuff down here is where the melody is. So we're going to keep that in mind. And the melody is not very, like, melody's not very intricate like some of Chopin's melodies are. There, it's pretty simple, and that's fine. Simple melodies is fine. It's just everything else about it isn't so simple. So I'm gonna look here. Are there any instruments that I think I'm missing or don't need? I can scarcely see myself using trumpets in this one. I guess I'll keep them around, but I don't really see me using them. I think the main melody is going to go in the strings, and also in some parts I think I'll put it in a tuba and maybe a clarinet. Like when I listen to this etude and I imagine it for an orchestra, that's what I hear in my mind. The main melody, especially at the beginning, strings, and then for the repetition it gets a little bit louder and or quieter. So strings and horns together, and maybe a tuba. The horns will give a bit more fullness to the strings, I think. We'll see. And especially towards the middle here, where it gets a little bit lighter and then there's like a crescendo, we're gonna have to think about this very carefully. Okay, you know what? Let's just get started. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start here with maybe clarinets or bassoons. I think it should start with clarinets and flutes. Clarinets for the lower ends, and then flutes for some of the higher ends. It's possible to have like maybe two or three clarinets play this line here. However, I think clarinets will have a bit too much of a nice sound for the beginning. The flutes will be a bit more shimmery, and what I want here is a bit more shimmery. That reminds me, I do want to add a piccolo, maybe even two piccolos. Add a piccolo. Why are you separated from the rest of your family? There you go. Piccolo, any percussion? I'll add a, I don't know if I'll use it, but I'll add a glockenspiel, and I'll also add a triangle, very different. I can't see myself using the biati, which are cymbals. Bass drum, maybe. Timpani, probably. Okay. Oh, and something I want to get across here at the very beginning is that this is not supposed to be like a concerto or anything. There's no piano. You'll notice there's no piano. There's not even like a harp. That's not what we're doing here. I dislike when, you know, videos on YouTube claim that they've orchestrated something when they really just took the piano and the piano part and added a bunch of string pieces onto it, playing the same melody, and called it orchestrating, which I guess isn't wrong, but it irks me. I don't like it like that. It doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound like an orchestration at all. It sounds more like a concerto, which is not what we're going for. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Let's start here with this. Now, notice here that this is mostly just that's kind of the gist of it. So in this way we can kind of get away with cheating a little bit. Let's start here in the second clarinet. Now, the thing is, because there are multiple instrumentalists playing this, it's going to be a little bit difficult to cue each other in, because the arpeggios aren't really falling on the downbeat here. Like the repetition of these notes here, it doesn't start on the second beat, it starts 1/16 before that, which, like, in practice would be quite difficult to pull off, I think. So if I were to do something like this, where I had you guys alternating, let's get rid of the, oh my gosh, get rid of these. And Ideally, I'd have you guys, like... I guess I could do something like this. And then you would fall on the downbeat. That's probably fine. Have you hold this, and then you can also fall. You know what? You have a shorter note there. You too. Put this here. You're gonna really fall on the downbeat either. But that's probably better. Okay, and this part here could probably be played by some kind of flute, like these notes here, these little flavory doos. If I remove everything before and all this stuff after. Like this. Let me just... and I want you guys not to be very loud. I mean, I guess maybe you can be loud, but... Let us quantify that you guys are... have some slurs in. Something about that feels kind of off. Oh yeah, and you guys aren't supposed to put this. And then you can do this. This is already getting kind of messy. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you... Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. Excuse me? Looks like my flute sound font is disagreeing with me. Try a different one. What about Piccolo? Piccolo, do you agree with me? It sure does. That does sound a little strange though, but that's okay. And turn on the Piccolo. Actually, there you go. Piccolo can have a bit more reverb to give it a little more shimmer. I think maybe my sound fonts just aren't built for this. It doesn't know what to do. And this gap is too big and the flutes are too fluty. Okay, well. And you will require some more reverb. Okay. I kind of want you guys to hold this note slightly longer. That'll kind of give the illusion of like the pedal notes, you know? That might be a bit better. Actually, I'm gonna put you here. I'm gonna try this. Because I know you're pretty good sound fonts. And I also kind of want the Piccolo, oh my goodness gravy, to emphasize this guy here. Not for that long though, just a tiny bit. Same with you. You hold that. Like, this is just awful. There you go. And same with you. That's good enough. Good. I gotta turn that down. Okay. I'm kind of like in this pattern. I want to hear what it sounds like at least with the melody. Oh yeah, I forgot there's also more. It's not just the top line. Of course you guys are the same kind of arpeggios, but and what instruments are you going to be in? Oh, well, now this is a little tricky because I don't necessarily want to have bassoon, clarinet, and then like oboe, flute. I think that might sound a bit too... I think that might sound a bit too uneven. So what I want instead, I want the bassoons to play the lower bits, like the start and the end here. And of course, you guys will be better at playing the... No. You guys will be better at playing the more virtuosic parts than the... what are they called? The everyone else, the brass and the... maybe not the strings, but I want to reserve the strings very specifically for the melody. Oh man, I'm struggling. So you guys go here. Maybe not that part, just the beginning part. There you go. What a note. Uh-huh. And I want you here, oh whoopsies, to be oboes. And I want oboe, the slow C here can only be played by a bassoon. Well, where's my bassoon? Get over here, bassoon. I'm gonna add another one. Maybe I should add a concha bassoon. I love bassoon. I'll add as many bassoons as I want, darn it. There you go. You play, yeah, the same old business. I'm giving you all my business. There you go, very creative. I'm so creative. So you there, and then the lower part of this ought to go in a, maybe both clarinets. You do something like, not like that. The oboe plays this part. You here. Oh my gosh, it's so many rests. You get out of here. What is all, what's all this then? Dang. Hold on, just consolidating stuff here. Good, and then you... Yeah, and you go in the... I'm not sure about flute. This part doesn't really feel like it's very flute-like. Clarinet might be better. And then... Where's the... You go 5, 4... You go here. And then 5, 4. These two notes are... C, G. Why are you like this? Stop that. Whoopsies. And then here, clarinet 1, you play... Yeah, this. Awesome. Hold this note. Do this. Okay, so now we have 2 bassoons, then bassoon and oboe, and then clarinet and flute, with the piccolo shimmering on top. And then we have oboe again, bassoons. Okay. I'm okay with that. Something feels a bit off about this. I kind of want the glockenspiel to emphasize his note instead of the piccolo, so that's what, a high E flat. High E flat. There you go. Ping. Very beautiful glockenspiel. Man, I have so many sounds. There you go. think it was E6 that this plays. Oh my goodness. But it's... I'll let you play E7. And you know what? You can even have a hard mallet. Oh my gosh. This might be a mistake. I'm gonna turn you down. Maybe like... that sounds a bit too much like... To me, it sounds a bit too much like, you know, dinner's ready. I think this low bassoon note is kind of bothering me. Doesn't sound very good. Okay, well, what's more important, I already wrote all the hard stuff out, is that we have the melody. Which will be played by you guys. Just absolutely slam that thing. Okay. But it also needs that E. Actually, I think the melody is E. Maybe cello and contrabass. I was about to say contrabassoon. Cello, contrabass, you play C. Viola, violin, you play E. So just have the entire string section playing this melody, I guess. I like that. Reduce the volume of some of these guys. Okay. I don't think I need to... Well, I'll let you start on accent, because why not? And I kind of want, of course, more than just the woodwinds kind of playing this part. I think having the woodwinds only do this might sound a little bit thin. I need it to be a bit more wishy-washy. So, I guess maybe horn is worth. I was having an idea of the horns would just kind of dot out the like the first note of these guys. Well, first of all, I think horn should actually take the melody. But like low because they're horns. I want the violin to be heard most here, so I want you guys to just kind of like that. You... I don't like that. Shut up. That's so low. If you turn off concert pitch, it actually makes sense because of how horns work. But for me, because I'm very lazy and don't want to learn transposition, and also don't want to read ledger lines, you can just do that. Meow. I could just have both of you do this. Actually, trombone. Oh my goodness, gravy. Not yet. You're a bit too loud. What about tuba? Tuba, you do that. I don't like the sound of this. It also is gonna get a bit loud, so I'm gonna turn the volume down so my ears don't explode. And I will have... I want to try giving the starting notes of the arpeggios to the trombones. I was going to do horns, but they're kind of already doing this. I guess I could do this. And just have, because there are technically horns 1 and 3, which are the fun ones here. There you go. The horns are a little quiet, so I'll boost their volume a little bit. Oh, and you're supposed to be loud. Tuba. Bang. Maybe that's a bit too loud. It is a tuba after all, which is just super duper loud. I'll actually have you guys do that. I think these horns are more suited to playing in the lower-ish ranges, and these horns are more suited to playing in the higher-ish ranges. And they're also a bit more virtuosic, so I'll let them do that. Plus, you guys aren't really playing the melody to strings, so you guys are just kind of doing the supporting role. You guys will be a little bit quieter as I make you play the very boring and very dumb. What is this? E flat, and then here in this next one it's what, C? And then the top note is E, I remember that. I could do something like this, why not? That sounds kind of stupid actually. You guys don't have quite the same kind of attack force that like the piano does. I'm trying to think of a way to emulate that. A triangle might help. Although that might sound a bit strange. So I'm not entirely sure on that. Loud. I think a triangle hit might be a bit too goody gumdrops, might sound a bit too much like me. Oh, and it just crashed. Well, isn't that just the truth? Where's that? There you go. Good thing I'm a chronic saver and I save everything. Okay. Yippee! Oh, all my stuff is gone. Well, that's fine. I remember how it went. That's not how it went. That's how it went. Maybe like... There you go. That might be good. Just for clarity, I'll write here A2. So both of them are playing that. There you go. Trumpets don't come in yet. I think you gotta save the trumpets for the big bad part. And we ain't doing that quite yet. That's right, I was changing the sound of a triangle and then MuseScore was like, what are you asking me to do? Triangle? Don't you know I'm trying to write music here? What do you mean you're writing for triangle? That's not a musical instrument, that's a shape. Something like, something fun like this. Where the tremolo and you do like a big, you do a big. Nice and shimmery. Maybe like just a little bit longer. Louder. No, maybe actually. Okay, that's a little fun. Okay. That's louder than I'd like it to be. Shut up, triangle. I'm working here. And you guys... I mean, you're loud. What if I make one of you tremolo? Oh no, I can't hear you at all. Oh, okay, you go away, that's why. Can you do instead, I think the tremolo might make it feel a bit more like... Feel a bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? Tumultuous. So I think I'll go with that. I don't want all of them to do it though, and also that's the wrong tremolo. I think if they all did it, it would sound too unsure of itself. It needs to be very sure, but it also needs to be nice and loud. Maybe first violins. This is a bit strange, but... And you know what? How about you guys only play for a little bit? The whole time. Maybe just have someone accent you like you guys. Where you don't actually play the entire time, you just kinda help. And you know what? Just for funsies, because I like it, I want to have a rumbly bass drum here. Not that loud though, that's a bit too rumbly. Shut up. I would like the timpani to kind of dot along here, but I have a feeling that the timpani is going to be due here. How about both violins? Ooh, I like that more. Where we have the violins play the of course the melody because they're violins, but then we also have everyone else kind of shaking along. I like that. It's very oceany. Believe it or not, that's what we're doing here. And we have to kind of imitate, but not really, the sustain pedal of the piano, which Chopin loves to abuse and stomp on. The piano was just asking him to step on it, and he obliged because he's a freak like that. So we have to imitate what he was doing. I could have the timpani play something that's not necessarily musical, just something to kind of add to the ambiance, like this, but not forte. Kind of similar to what the bass drum is doing, but yeah. So, anything else? Maybe I should have two timpani players. What's the melody like? It's what? The melody, well, I hear in the tenor. So E flat, D, F, E flat, D, E flat, C. This is what, 4 notes? That's like a DAC, right? Which is kind of fun. And then there's this melody. That's a kind of a fun melody. Whoopsies. What instrument do I hear that part in? Like a horn, maybe? Euphonium, even? I don't know if a euphonium goes that high. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. But horn probably more likely because of horn reasons. Okay, well that's exactly 1 measure done. All of that for 1 measure, because I'm very efficient and work very efficiently. No, that's all we have. There's something missing though. What's missing is the attack. It's missing the attack. Go, bass drum. Well, I'm gonna try a different bass drum. Maybe this one. And we'll just have you. I think I need more flutes here. The flutes aren't very... Flute doesn't sound very pronounced here. I guess I could just double up all the instruments. That's probably not a bad idea. Oh, 2 oboes, 2 clarinets. Oh, these bassoons are already kind of... Well... What in tarnation is going on with this? This oboe disobeying me. So I'm going to kill it and replace it. There we go. I'm not sure if I like that very much. I think these bassoons probably deserve a little better. Or maybe you should be replaced by horns. Oh man. My very creative writing here. And also, none of you are actually playing C, I just noticed. Oh, you're playing C. Never mind. I'm a liar. Two bassoons, bassoon, two oboes. Bassoon, one oboe. Two bassoons, oboe, bassoon, two clarinets, two flutes. And maybe we'll bring back the weird piccolo part here. Like this. Hold it a little longer. Over here. Maybe even higher. Nice and high. Staccato. Okay, that just sounds stupid. I guess I should have expected that from a piccolo, but whatever. Here we are. I don't really have quite the same hit, but that's fine. The piano does have a very specific sound when it gets slammed, and that's something that I like. I'm gonna make those piano squeak. Anyway, next measure. That was all that work for one measure. How long have I been doing this? What, like 40 minutes? I'm very good at this. Okay, and you are... What the heck is happening in this next measure? It's... Okay, it's the same thing, but all in the bottom voice here, all the C's become F, or all the G's become F's. So I'm going to very expertly just change all the G's to F's. I'm going to tie you together, and the here, you go here and you go here, and again all the G's become F's. Hold on, can I do like same note name? There you go. All the G's go to F. There you go. Beautiful. I guess I could have just done that for all of these. And here in this next one is what this was E, G, and this is D, A. Or D, A flat. Yeah. So watch me. Bang. Easy peasy. Composing and arranging is easy. The composer's already done all the work for you. You just have to put it on instruments. And so again, all UGs go to F. All the E's go to D, and the top note is D, right? Yes. Yeah, E flat, go to D, and then all the G's go to A. There you go. And then probably the same thing for you. All the C's stay the same. Get out of here. And then it's C and D. So you can actually go again, but you go to D, and y'all also go to D. Oh no, there you go. Okay, you do this. You stay there. In fact, no... Just get rid of the accents for a sec. You can keep them though. Okay. I think this triangle is a bit too loud, so no accents. Try this. Something about that I don't like at all. I think it's just the smoothness. It's too smooth. That thing that I've been trying to solve. Well, I think maybe we'll have to make the contrabass just very pronounced. Accent every note. Try here. Don't play for the full measure. No, that sounds kind of stupid. Get rid of that and fix that. How about some octaves? Thanks, contrabasses. Something about that feels kind of off in a way that I can't really describe. More accents. Everyone very loud. I said I had no accents, I take it back. More accents. More. You know what this is missing? Bass trombone. There you go. Bass trombone. Nothing's better than bass trombone. It's probably the best brass instrument except for all of them. I love the bass trombone. What a sound. Can you play what the tuber's doing actually? That might be... No, actually I'd rather you play this. What if Chopin wrote a piano concerto? Did he not write? I thought he did write a piano concerto. Concerto. Is a piano concerto number 1. So number 1, he had multiple. Is a piano concerto opus 11, written by Frédéric Chopin in 1830 when he was 20 years old. It was first performed on 12 October that year. It was the first of Chopin's 2 piano concertos. So he had 2. Scored for piano, pairs of flutes, oboes, clarinets, bassoons, 4 horns, 2 trumpets, bass, trombone, and medium strings. Okay. Did he orchestrate it himself? Is that... I knew he wrote piano concertos, but I'm not so sure if he actually orchestrated it. Okay. When composing it, Chopin wrote to his friend... I cannot pronounce that Polish name. Titus Wojciechowski. That's correct because I say so. Saying, "Here you doubtless observe my tendency to do wrong against my will. As something has involuntarily crept into my head through my eyes, I love to indulge it, even though it may be all wrong." Bro, Chopin, your music is nothing if not indulgent. It's probably some of the most indulgent music I've ever heard. And it's glorious, but it is indulgent. This site may have been the well-known soprano Konstancja Glagkowska, believed by some to be the quote-unquote ideal behind the larghetto from Chopin's second piano concerto, although some believe Chopin may have been referring to Wojciechowski. Great. The premiere was a success, a full house. I mean, of course, it's Chopin himself playing a piano concerto. That's just bound to sell out in some theaters. So it does look like he actually wrote it himself, like, not just, you know, of course he wrote it, but he also wrote the orchestra too. Is that one of his only... Did he write anything else for, like, a full orchestra? That's pretty cool. Not that I think he's incapable or anything, I'm just surprised. Anyway, boink. You guys instead do this. Just play what the horns are doing, because I say so. But not that loud. You're gonna break my ears. Try this. That's too loud. That's probably why I really like this. I think the bass trombone will help out. Okay. That trombone will add in a little bit of bite. For funsies, try an octave lower. It sounds a bit too bony. Too much bone. There's too much bone in this soup. You know, bass trombone, you can just shush for a second. Can the trumpets, I was about to say trombones, trumpets, can you also kind of dot the melody? Not like that though, and y'all, boink. There you go. You know, I added this part, but I don't think it's actually adding anything. I think it might be better if I just dedicate all 4 horns to help and blast the melody. I'm not sure who will get this part though, maybe cellos. Join. Not A2 cellos, there's no A2 for strings. Keep that in mind, y'all. There ain't no A2 for strings. That ain't how that works. You're right, divisi, or you're right, solo or something. I don't know. That's has anyone, a composer, ever called for 2 cellos, 2 soloist cellos out of a section? I'm not sure. Right. The bang. Bow, bow. This sounds kind of stupid. Try this one. That's better. That's my Blue's Clues impression. You guys, not staccato. Tenuto. I don't like that. You staccato, you guys, tenuto. No. Just a nice staccato hit here. How about actually get rid of this C here? Make the melody a bit more clear. That sounds good. I just think the horns playing in octaves might, you know, peak a little too early. We gotta keep it nice and low for now. In fact, how about you guys play even lower? What does this sound like? Oh man, that sounds so awesome. If only it would sound good. Okay, I think that might strain the hornists a bit too much, so I'll keep it like this. I'll mark you guys as A2 appropriately, and I mean, I don't know if I need to write that, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, and we have you doing this. I might be able to just give this to the violas, actually. I think I'll do that. You do the old switcheroo. Actually, how low? Because I know this C is the lowest note of the viola, which... Wow. Doesn't go lower than that, does it? C. Yeah, it's all C. In fact, it's C all the way through. I didn't even notice. C, 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 C. And in here, there's like a weird thing going on. C, C. Is there anything other than is C the lowest note of this? Oh, nope, there's an A. And then there's another A. Wow, so many notes. I haven't really, like, what's this, B flat? I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to the notes here themselves. What is that? It's covered up. That's A again. Okay. Well, oopsies. Because I did want these tremolo lows. Maybe play for all 3 beats. Better. What if I have you playing octaves? What's that sound like? Again, too dramatic, too early. You gotta keep it nice and cool. So we have what violins playing melody, violins, second violin's also playing it, but shaky. Viola's playing some wackadoodle dandy, and cello's playing that, and contrabass, whatever. Kind of anchoring us, you know. Awesome. And time for the next part, which is what did notes change? This is C A C F C F. Awesome. So I'm going to very expertly copy and paste this because oh wait, hold on. I just noticed I didn't actually write this part. Where you go to this, I believe. Yeah. And then... No, what in tarnation? That's not what I wanted to do at all. Get out of here. No, I wanted to put these guys together. And there you go, goody gumdrops. And the F's here move to A. Right, am I right about that? Yeah, they do. Or the wait. There you go. And still C, yep. And you play what, D, or no, F. So the A's move to C's here in the top bits. And you guys are playing the same thing. So your C, F, these F's move up to A. And then you, this D moves to, oh man. D moves to F, that's right. And then A moves to C. Is that correct? I guess we'll find out very quickly. Hold on. Once again, yoink. That's probably fine. Okay. That sounds correct. And then is this back to the first one? It sure is. So once again, I'm going to very expertly do this. Bang. I'm the greatest arranger who's ever lived. And select all these Fs and delete them because I give 0 Fs. And then we're going to also let the rest of the orchestra catch up. No. There you go. You do this. I get the whole gang involved, and you guys are always playing C. You guys all play F, and then back to E. Good. You just kind of do whatever, I don't know. You play O, D, F, C. And I imagine you play, what is this, on the second half, whatever, the second and. What note is that? What, C or F? Where is F here? And then you're the same as the first one. Bang, easy peasy. There you go. You say the same, you move to F, you move to E. Okay, good enough. Well, time to find out what it sounds like. It's kind of missing something. But what is it missing? It's missing crash cymbal. Go! This sounds like a good idea. Oh, that sounds terrible. How about you guys go even higher here? It kind of feels like there needs to be a bit more phrasing. Like, you guys, oh my gosh, look at that writing. All you guys need to like kind of gradually get. It's gonna look so stupid. That looks so dumb. No, do it over here. Do it like over here. And do this over here. The same with you guys. Mainly, actually, probably doesn't make any sense to do it here in the accompaniment. It needs to be in the U, the melody, where all the fun stuff happens. That doesn't really feel that much different, unfortunately. Probably because everything's already so loud. I feel like we are getting a bit closer. I think this part's okay. I don't really have complaints about this part. I think it's fine. It's the melody though that I'm struggling to feel it, you know? Like it's there clearly, but I'm struggling to really feel it like I feel it in the original, which is for the piano one. It's missing something. What's it missing? I can't really tell. If I have you just be even louder and you shut up a bit. You don't play for the full thing, you know what? All of these notes here. Try this. I preferred you like this. Whoopsies. There needs to be like a very clear attack on each new note. And I think having them be like completely legato like it is here is kind of betraying that. So that's why I'm like, maybe you don't need to play the full time, but then it just sounds a little bit disjointed. I can have you play for just like slightly too short, which might be the way to go, even though it looks a little strange. You guys can stay the little tremolos because they're just tremolos. timpani be a bit louder. In fact, timpani, you can do like a swell. You do like this. There you go. And you do something similar, Mark. Actually, no, you're already loud enough. Shut up. You know what? I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. I would much prefer if you did something like this. I'll just deal with all the other nonsense. Okay. Maybe it's a tuba that's playing too long. I like that more. I think having a rest in between is very important. It'll make it sound a bit more good. It'll sound more gooder. I don't know. It's something that's difficult for me to describe. Bring back the whole notes. See, that just sounds a bit too smooth. I don't like that. I think having a rest there is important. Okay. Let me actually make you guys marcato instead. So what you guys. In fact, I should probably do that with all of you. Well, especially the melody though. That's not marcato. There you go. All the other ones you can kind of just be accents, but you guys, nice and loud. And I think actually I might like if you played, I know I changed this earlier, but if you played the C's. It sounds a bit less, I don't know, it just sounds less. You, nice and loud on this one. I'm trying to think maybe there's some kind of percussion instrument that I'm missing here that might help. An instrument that would be loud enough to hear over this cacophony, but would help. Let me just look through my list of percussion instruments. Start with unpitched ones. Snare drums, no. Well, anvil maybe? I think like a Mahler hammer would be perfect, but that might be a little too difficult to play too quickly. Ocean drum. Maybe like tom-toms. Where are you, tom-toms? I think tom-toms might actually be the solution to my problems. Percussion, that's what you're called. Oh, I forgot. Toms. Go tom-toms. Play stuff. Nice and loud. Do like this. Nice and low. Oh yeah. Get rid of the bass drum playing this. The bass drum can go back to playing its stupid whatever this is. Tremolo. It's a little rumbly doos. Maybe it's too much tom-tom. Just like a low, nice low tom. Maybe a bit higher. I don't like the triangle being so loud there. Yeah, I think having the many toms didn't sound very good, but this is a bit better. No, it sounds better just with the one tom. And you know what? Now that we have you doing this, I kind of want to hear what it sounds like if I just have the timpani really blast in this note here. Unfortunately, I don't think a timpani can play a low C, which is detrimental to us all. No, I think it's better if we keep it like the nice rumbles. The rumble was fun. I like the rumble. Makes it feel very, very scary, which is exactly what I want. Oh, I know. I want a tam-tam as well. I'm adding it. I know the percussion section is already getting big, but I don't care. Which one of you is tam-tam? There you are. I want to try here. Nice loud crash. Psh. You know what? Every one of these. Loud and proud. That was a huge... Oh my gosh. Actually, a thunder sheet might have been better. Nice and rumbly. Alright, you know what, Thunder Sheet? Get over here. I'm having too much fun now. Oh my gosh. Where's my beautiful, beautiful Thunder Sheets? Probably one of the greatest instruments we have ever invented. Given that it's a sheet of metal that you hit with a mallet. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, to be honest. Could probably just get away with doing this. Doink. Psh, oh my gosh. Apparently there's no reverb on this sound, so I shall add some. And you know what? Don't go too loud just yet, my friend. Okay, I want to hear this percussion section all together. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. You know what? Maybe I'll keep some of these fun triangle hits here, but they'll be a bit quieter. Nothing too fancy. More tam-tam stuff happening. Do a smaller one. Get rid of the accents here, so the accents have a bit more meaning. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Maybe even louder at this part. At the crescendo. Beautiful. You know what if the main melody also has a tremolo? Screw it. I'm trying everything now. I kind of like that, actually. Okay. Sorry, Thunder Sheets. You're a little bit too loud, so shut up. But I am liking that a bit more. All the horns get on this. Not that loud though, because you will outplay the violins, so just kind of chillax. You ain't gotta be no treble clef no more. Or bass clef, sorry. Now you're treble clef. There you go. I want to hear it just so you guys. I think the percussion's really carrying this this sound here, but that's what it's for. I mean, if they didn't want percussion in the orchestra, then they're dumb and stupid. They should have it. Anyway, what is it? What happens next? That's 4 measures. I've done 4 measures. How long have I been doing this? What, like 2 hours? An hour and almost a half? I have 4 measures to show for it. That's not that good. What happens after this? Okay. I don't know why this is here. It's probably some weird music XML import glitch. Anyway, what happens here? Hey, wait a second. I know this one. I know this one! That's exactly this measure here. So I can be lazy, is what Chopin is telling me. Dang. And this one is a bit more interesting because it has this wonderful part here with the tritone. Here, just take this part and we'll redo it. So okie dokie, and then the upper reduce. And still what? E, A, or E, A, E flat, A flat. That sounded wrong. Is that, or B natural, that's right. B natural. There you go. Okay, that sounds better. I should probably add some reverb to you guys. No, the percussion's a reverb enough. And what's the melody here? E. Okay. More percussion. More nonsense. What notes shall I play here? F or A flats. Now I think about it, the horn probably shouldn't play that tiny counter melody there. I feel like a clarinet might. Although this isn't like approaching the throat tones area of the clarinet. But I can't imagine any other instrument playing it. So if we have enough clarinets, surely it'll sound good and cancel out the weird throat tone nonsense that happens, right? Oh, there's a wrong note here somewhere. You guys are all supposed to be E. There you go. There's got to be more dynamics though. I don't like that it's like the same loudness every time. Here, you go to, what do you call it? Mezzo forte? Muff. And then here at this part, it's got to be nice and quiet. So maybe just one note here. And the melody goes back to C. Beautiful. I just realized that you guys should probably have marcato. Try something like this where the, what do you call the strings, the violins, you just do this, but the cello is still playing its thing. And you'll hold on to this probably for, why is this measure so long? 25/16. What? No. 4 out of 4, bro. There you go. Don't know what the heck happened there. There you go. That makes more sense. I don't know if this part will last for 2 whole measures, but I guess we'll see. And you maybe go back to, I think piano might be a bit extreme, but I'm all about extremes. Is there a keybind for marcato? Shift O. What for marcato? That doesn't make any sense. Get out of here. There you go. Oh, my keybinds, oh my gosh. So many. Now, what is happening here? Okay, nothing too particularly wacky. I think, yeah, this ought to still be continued to be played by the bassoons. And then you be played by the clarinets, okay. Let's go to work on that then. I don't think the bassoon should jump up here. This ain't no rite of spring. It's just Chopin. So... I could probably get away with... yeah, something like this. Actually... E... okay, hold on, let me just write in the rest of these notes because it's kind of bothering me. And I'm sure me switching back and forth is very not dizzying. Can I reset the Grinch? Let's see. What was it that I'm looking for? Like the reset, not reset entire square, reset beams, or maybe reset shapes and positions. There you go, that's what I wanted. I think this here is a little goofy sounding. We have to maybe swap it between y'all. Not exactly sure how we're gonna do that though. Here, let's just put both of y'all in here. I'll figure that out. This feels a little odd. I mean, it's better than nothing, so... and you guys are at least dovetailing each other, which is nice. Maybe... clarinets here. No. And I haven't written for you guys yet. Okay, where are you, oboes? Get over here. How do you... no, wrong notes. You nerds. Okay, what am I doing? I can just select these notes. Doink. Get rid of that. You can't play that. I'll put you here. Put you here. And I'll just reset you guys just in case. Not again, not quite sure how I'm gonna do it. Or you do it like this. Or man, this is like a puzzle. Okay, I like that a bit more. You guys are mostly just for special colors, so I just gotta make sure that I write y'all in correctly. This low C here is gonna get a bit bothersome, I think. Maybe you guys mean clarinets. And the actual melody go in the oboes and flutes, maybe. And the melody starts at such a weird place. It starts here. Two G's, two F's, that's what it was. There you go. Like this. Nice and loud because you're the melody, both oboes. And you know what? Do a nice slurp. I don't like that very much. Do flutes instead. Although it might be a bit difficult to hear those flutes over everyone, which is why originally I envisioned horns. But I think horns up here won't have quite the bite I want. Maybe trombone. I think trombone might be better if I have. Yeah, I like trombone there. Get out of here, flute. Friendship with flute ended. That is quite a big jump. I think, well, trumpet is a bit too brash for what I want, though. I need... Oh well. Go, trumpets. Can you make good music? No, I can only make gay music. And you guys just hold this note a bit longer, pretty please, doink. And I'll figure out what to do with the violas. Here, get rid of the marcato. C. This must be C, G, 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 C, 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 G, 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 okay. That's the wrong G, ain't it? There you go. Since I'm very original. This is probably gonna sound really stupid, but whatever. And you guys just kind of waggle along, I guess. Same with the tom-tom. Bang. I don't really like the sound of that very much. Try here is gonna be a bit strange, but I would like you guys to be played in flutes. And these are the lowest notes of the flutes. This might be a bit fun. And you guys are just kind of the, or no, you change here. Yeah, you hear playing sixths. Oh, what beautiful sixths. This is kind of wacky. What is this? Oh man, this is once again like a puzzle that I've laid for myself. Let me at least take these parts here. So you both are kind of playing this. Here. Give me that. Can you play all the downwards motions? Okay, and then you here on the top bit, ignoring the second voice here. Dang. You cannot play this. Go clarinet. I guess you guys will go in clarinet then, since you can't do the flute can't go that low. The alto flute can, but I don't think I'll be doing that. So, 1 second, you play the downwards motions, and you play the upwards ones. Oh man. Once again is a puzzle. Okay, I seem to have it in a very strange kind of ordering here, but that's fine. Here, I want to try just make the tempo a bit. There you go. Just a bit slower. Here, bit slower. I mean, it does feel a bit quieter now that there's less instruments here. So I guess I'm okay with that. Get rid of that here. Keep the keep the tom-toms rolling. That's very, or not tom-toms, your timpani. That's very different. No. Keep the bass drum rolling. There you go. How do I not tie these bass drum notes? Yoink. Easy peasy. And I want the spooks to come back here. So crescendo, crescendo, and you do both of y'all crescendos into some nice. That sounds kind of fun. Okay. You know what? Let's like this. And go back up. No, do it for like this. And piano here. You don't have quite the bite that I'd like, but that's fine. You're just one tam-tam. What should I expect? I think one trombone is better. And I'll let you off the hook here so you can actually move your slide. I kind of want some extra percussion here. I don't know what would be very fitting here though. Okay. Not pizzicato, probably won't sound very good. Glockenspiel, vibraphone, no. Okay. And it's just the same thing here. And then here. Yeah, it moves to a wonderful C major. And then, what are you? What's this? D flat major? Yeah. Okay. Then I shall be very extremely creative and just put you here. Yoink. Okay. This is redundant. Most of you guys are redundant except the trombone part here. Get rid of A2. Get rid of forte. Someone with range. Get out of here. And I guess here you should play here. There you go. You play C here, and then we can have a bit more consistency. Beautiful. Actually, that probably isn't very easy to play. You just kind of do this. That's fine. I'll forgive myself for that transgression. And you stop here. Oh, you're already playing this. Never mind. All you just do this. You ain't doing no dovetailing no more, so it's okay. And I want this next part here to be slightly louder, so I'll figure out something. Get out of here before I break your bones, eh, Chopin. How about you guys in octaves now? That might make you feel a bit louder without really being that much louder. That'd be better. Okay, try. Doesn't have quite the crash I would like. I could have like a suspended cymbal, but I feel like the tam-tam should be more than enough for this job. Beautiful. Just have like a, or you know what, marcato here, nice and loud. And you know what, I'll have one of you too. There you go. Oh my goodness, gravy! What a horrifying noise. I love it. That's a bit better. But I would like this part here to be a bit louder. I could make the violins play even louder, which I guess isn't a terrible idea. Well, all you guys like do a crescendo here. And plus y'all are going to major now, right? So and all of you crescendo-y doies, move here to get out of here, Piatti, get out of here, you, get out of here, this, get out of here, that. Okay, changing the dynamics a little bit. Melody louder, percussion louder, everything else kind of samesies. Unless I want them to be louder. Oh, that's right. You guys, fortissimo. And same with you. And all of the E's here goes from E flat to E natural. Bang. Easy peasy. It's all composing, it's really easy arranging and stuff. Go! I feel like actually the forte ought to be extended a bit further out, so I shall send you guys back a little bit because I am going to move these fortes later. But that's okay. I feel like something's got to change about this arrangement here. Instead of just kind of dotting these notes, can you guys play kind of what your cousins over in the horns were doing? There you go. And then what's the next part? This is, yeah, D flat major, I remember. And then I want the trumpets to come here and really, you know, blast forward, make it real loud. So do that. Okay, what's happening here? The C gets lifted to F. Here, you know what? I have an idea. Wow, I'm a genius. F, D, is there A flat? Yeah, A flat. Hello, let's take all those A's. You're A. And the A flat. Cause I'm so easily done. You're incorrect. Do this. You're incorrect. Do this. You're incorrect. Do this. Psh. And the melody is, yeah, A. And the bass is F. Maybe you should have been an octave lower. Yeah, hold on. You guys definitely need to take a break here. You like this, a bit more tremolo. Do a nice decrescendo here, perhaps. Forte, yeah, forte, just go away. Forte, forte, go away. You go back to F and F, but not like the note. First time orchestrating an etude. An etude specifically, yeah. So that's what we're doing. And you're, what, F? There's C here. I think those C's gotta move to D flats. Wait, no. I did it wrong. No. Wait, no. Select. No, 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 no. D flat. Thank you. And that's probably correct. Timpani, you don't do anything. The timpani... Oh, you... They're not really playing anything musical per se. They're just kind of rumbling along. And I want the trumpets to come along here too. With like a... like this. And then what is moves down to G. There you go. Or maybe like no, the trombones would be better at doing that. Okay. Oh wait, I just remembered that I didn't slur these guys together. And then put you like this. I need more, like, I think the melody's gotta have like a third or something to make it feel thicker. I think that'll really help. So you guys do like this. Or what chord is this off of this? It was G major. So not this. More like... like this. And then maybe here, fortissimo, U, fortissimo, U, like this. Beauty gum drops, okay. And then the F moves to G, and the D flat moves to D. So, kind of what intonation? Or wrong note. No, yes, that was the correct note. No. And you guys are both G. No, I like it falling, going up here and falling down. Okay. So do like this, both of you guys, nice and loud, because I said so. Dang. Do something somewhere over here. And then over here we have something like that, Tom Tom Go. And I want here. Oh wait, I didn't add the I didn't add the stuff in the next part. Boink. Your G major show. That's pretty high for a bassoon. And plus it's going to, okay, whatever, we'll figure it out. Your, oh, what note is that? C, E, G, B, that's B. So your B flat, yeah, B flat, move all B flats to B natural. And then these E flats, you gotta move them down to G, or not G, D. Doink, there you go. That's probably correct. Nice and loud, beautiful. Uh-huh, awesome. And the horns can get even louder here. Alright, that's getting very, very loud. I'm gonna turn down the score even more. So let me listen. Where's the crescendo start? Yeah, the crescendo ought to end over here. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, so... oh man, these notes are quite high. I think even like a normal concert flute might struggle to play some of these. I need to add like another piccolo or something, which I'm not opposed to, but that means I would have to that means I would have to do it. And then you move all the way down to C. So C. You also C. C, everyone C. And I think here I'm gonna have maybe the cellos and the violas play the melody. That's not the melody. E major. Or, no, not E major. C major with an E natural. And then maybe like a tuba helping out with the melody here. Because I think that would be very cute. Also realized the tuba isn't doing stuff here. There you go. And then just do like a crescendo over these 4 bar, or maybe just do a crescendo over the whole thing. Where's my lines? Cresque. There you go. And do a cresque. Go to fortissimo, if you will. Same with you down here in the bottom. Do a cresque. All the way up here. I think the tuba, and maybe even horns. Tuba, horns, all those guys, playing with the violas and cellos create a very big but very sweet sound, which I think will sound very good. And so, oh yeah, and also you actually don't crescendo for all of those. Do a crescendo for just 4 bars, not all 6. And you guys here, and you hear bass drum. Okay. Like that. And a nice brilliant, and I do mean brilliant, a nice brilliant piatti hit. Beautiful. And you know what? One nice brilliant triangle hits. And ooh, what do I want here? Oh, something like, oh, let me check something. Okie dokie. Sent me a friend request. Who the hell are you? Don't talk to me. Get out of here. I forgot that I let you do that now. You send me a friend request, I will decline you. So don't do it. Okay, I am a little worried about this. Not exactly my proudest moment as an orchestrator. I'm okay with the flutes going to B6, that's fine. But it's okay. Where's this D go? Probably down to G. Oh wait. Turns out this is not what this is playing at all. This is playing G. Oh yeah, I need to naturalize this, that's right. You probably need to be naturalized too. And the same with you. And you played G. Yeah, so these notes are actually completely wrong. Sad. That's correct. You guys... Okay, that's more accurate. I do kind of want to add those fun glockenspiel hits that I was thinking about. Somewhere in the middle here. Like, somewhere here, perhaps. With these guys. Boink. Oh, you're gonna have to be louder than that, my friend. Whoopsies. Wrong button. Maybe octaves. No, I prefer this. Okay. I just realized I haven't used the second oboe like at all. Very creative. Let's just have it play the same thing that you're doing. Do some balancing here. And let's move you. Yeah, this one feels a little bit awkward here in the middle. The clarinets just, I'm just not feeling the clarinets here. I don't know what the heck would you be then. I guess maybe I should just make you quieter. That would probably help. Like this. There you go. Try those. There needs to be a bit more of a lead up there. I mean, you're doing this, but it's not enough. There's gotta be more. Tom-toms. Tom-toms will help me. Tom-toms always save the day. No, wrong one. Tremololo. There you go. Nice. Oh my goodness. That's... No, Colin, that's wrong. Put P here. I really gotta hear this E. I'm not hearing enough E. More E. Nah, that's too harsh. That E is too harsh. Ba 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 bum. Get rid of those two new toes. I don't need those. Or maybe... No, accent's better. Or maybe two new toes actually better. Or the low E of the tuba sounds kind of dumb actually. Maybe octaves again. Maybe some harmony. I think harmony would be better. Actually, let's keep it pure first. Oh my gosh. We can add the harmony thickerness later. Right now, keep it like mine. Just a Chopin. Okay. And how exactly did these guys go? Or here. Ba ba ba. Okay, so the melody doesn't exactly fall on the downbeat. It's falling here on the second beat, and then it's falling here on the 3.5 beat, and then it falls here on the 4.5 beat. Very interesting. So, do I want to? I'm thinking about maybe I should switch the arpeggios to a different like instrument group. Like right now it's on the woodwinds. Maybe we should move to the strings. I'm trying to imagine how it'd sound like. Let me hear this first with the woodwinds. I don't like those upper parts. I'd rather it just be louder. This next part's going to be a bit smoother, so I think the accompaniment should be also smoother. The woodwinds are nice, but they're a bit rougher, I think, than if strings were to play this part. And then, like, the woodwinds can kind of play the melody. Do a little switch off, keep it interesting and stuff. Okay. But that's something I'm gonna do next time. I had a lot of fun doing this orchestration today. And so, thanks for watching. Make sure to do stuff, I don't know, YouTube stuff. You can join the Discord in the description, I guess. And also subscribe. Alright, see you later.